Ready? And, well, you know, go. Show! Oh, brother! You know what? If I've got people in and they're willing to chat, we're gonna kill it. We'll just go with that. I don't want to blast your eardrums out while I'm sitting here, but I don't want y'all to be bored as hell while I'm typing into Twitter to try and let people know, hey, we're here, we're open, we're ready, we're going. Yes, 6 years after I got on Twitter, I'm still doing Twitter. And yeah, I know, there's a lot of people out there saying, oh my God, Twitter is such a pain in the butt. It's full of just vicious troll type people. You ain't running me off though. They can run you off. And I'm okay with the people that I know saying, look, I'm done with Twitter. I can't do this anymore. It's too toxic. I understand. I don't have any kind of an issue with you choosing to make your own decisions. It's the right decision for you, and that's where that statement ends. But people thinking that they've run me off, not gonna happen. I don't run off. I might run off at the mouth, and sooner or later it's going to get me into trouble. But I can pretty much back up every amount of trash that I talk, so I'm okay with it. By the way, we're going to be having a cigar today. It is going to be an Oliva. And it's not going to come into focus. You know what? It's an Oliva Series G 6x50. Makes it a Toro. And I'm going to have a Hill County Fair. Oh, wait, sorry. Hill Country. Yes, Hill Country Fair. Which means it's made by H-E-B, local grocery store. And I was told something. I was told something the other day by someone I actually trust as the source. But I don't know the specifics yet. So here's my dilemma. I believe I'm going to be running this show a little long. Not because I want to. Because normally I'm tailgating for Mike. But a little birdie came through and told me that he might not be running his show tonight. And whether that means that there's issues at the house or health issues or just whatever else, I'm going to tell you, I don't know. I have not spoken to Mike about this decision. If he comes on, I'm jumping off. We're going to go hang with Mike. If he does not come on, we're going to hang out until I get down to the point where I've got to put this out because it's burning the shit out my fingers. Howdy, Steve. Great to have you in today. No. I don't think that anybody's picking on. I mean, maybe somebody is picking on him. But if somebody's picking on Mike, oh my God, somebody's begging to die. And I mean, if that means that we got to go hunt them down and talk some sense into them, they better hope I'm not the first one to hunt them down. But yes, Steve, the part that you were hearing was how I'm still on Twitter. And so I do post my shows out to the Twitter community in case anybody that wants to be Pipes and Cigars would like to show up and you know, just hang out with us. Now, as far as I can tell, Twitter has gotten me exactly 0 people in here, but I'm willing to let them show up. Mike, I agree with you. They would have to be completely out of their damn mind to go picking on Briar Blues Mike. It just, you know, there are some people in this world who are, because of their ability to communicate and their general niceness and their just absolute with respect that they treat everybody with, you just can't touch. Now, if somebody showed up right here and they decided that they're going to squab with me, I mean, you know what? I'm going to just turn the camera. We're going to see what's going to happen. And I'm willing to bet that it's going to get bloody. Very, very bloody. And I might win, I might lose. I'm not saying I'm going to just be the ultimate. But they're going to know they were in a war by the time they finish it, even if they did win. Howdy, Patrick. Howdy, James. Great to have y'all in today. Ah, Steve, your package is in the mail. Very nice, very nice. Always can appreciate a nice package by Mr. Stumbo. So, for whatever reason, if Mike shows up and is on tonight, y'all keep a lookout for that to happen. I was told that he would not be on this evening. Working and listening, and he has good news. Oh my God. That must mean that Dell finally bit the bullet and sent him a MacBook Pro, a Microsoft Surface Pro, a operating system that actually works, that's not named Dell. Dave, howdy OBX. Great to see you in today. Whew. So, if we do happen to see Mike, please let me know immediately so that we can get everybody out of here and get everybody over to Mike's. That's really what tailgating's about. Hanging out with people, enjoying one another's company, And just being able to hang out and then suddenly, boom, hey, you know what? It's time to go to that show that we were pretty well going to go to anyways. And that's really kind of the way I started it. Recovering know-it-all. Howdy, sir. Great to have you. By the way, subbed you back. Do not know how I missed subbing you in the first place. I swear to God I subbed you at least 3 or 4 times. And it seems to keep telling me that I haven't. But I appreciate the sub there. Alright, we're on for Friday. That means one at least less hour of this ugly mug on that screen in front of you. Y'all know I'll fill in, if at all possible, for pretty much any of y'all. Some shows do tend to happen right when I'm going to be either eating on a regular basis, or if it's not prearranged far enough in advance, my wife doesn't know, and she'll come out and tell me, hey, we've got to do something. Well, yeah. Let's be honest, with me not having a job and her having a job, when she says it's time to jump, I just go, yes, ma'am, on the way up. I don't ask how high, I just wait until she signals that I've reached that height. Now, guys, I'm not saying that you got to be like me. I'm not saying that at all. But if your wife is the breadwinner and you are sitting on your butt, you should at least be doing some cooking, a little bit of light cleaning, and trying to make her day a little bit easier. That's not to say you can't have a pipe or a cigar during the day. That's just to say plan your day accordingly to what you got going on. And, well, let's just say keeping that relationship with someone who's taking care of you, it's actually worth it. Sometimes it's difficult. Look, even for me, and I'm such a nice, enjoyable person to be around. Yeah, like 20 grit butt wipe. I'm nice and enjoyable to be around. Uh-oh. Steve and Kathy are you're serious? You're having to take a break due to family issues? I mean, I don't want your spot. Because taking your spot, it feels like taking other people's spot. I mean, like that, it almost feels like I'm hurting your audience. I mean, I don't look as good with a beard or shaved like Steve does. We're not going to hear me playing any kind of musical instrument. No, maybe the Siamese cat. I'll play the Siamese cat. Let me see if I can play him over here. You might have heard him. Oh. This little one's name is Toby. He's old. And he likes to make lots and lots of noise. And he's wanting to hang out here with me, so he's going to sit around and make noise. I apologize if that offends anybody, but yes, my wife named him Toby out of after one of her childhood friends. And I asked her if she realized that her cat wears blackface. And so therefore I call him Kunta Kitty. And I know that that's technically wrong. That's like so completely just wrong. But it struck me as funny. And then she showed me a picture of this guy named Toby, who was one of her childhood friends. And his skin's about that color. His original name from the country where he came from starts with an N and a G and is about like 18 letters long and is difficult at best for Americans to pronounce. So he chose Toby as his legal name when the family first moved here. It was one of the few names that he was young, but it was one of the few names that he could actually pronounce. And there weren't a whole lot of people named Toby at the time. Gee, I wonder why. Toby's a really nice guy. Pretty much all of us would love hanging out with him if we had the chance to. I actually have. I like the guy a lot. He says he gets a lot of ribbon about that whole Toby thing, though. Okay, Steve, not a problem. I might not be able to fill in every Sunday, but let's go ahead and see if I can't possibly do that this Sunday. Might be a little difficult though. I'm helping my aunt move from one apartment to another apartment, and I might be a little bit. It might be a little difficult for me at this point in time. Huva Ilta, Boris. Great to have you in, sir. Thank you, Patrick. Yeah, now y'all know nobody actually has to tamp that like button. And here's why. Every one of you has probably a billion other things you could be doing. Not just a little bit. I mean, like, there's a billion options out there of stuff you could be doing. And yet y'all chose to come out here and hang out with me. And then, normally hang out with Mike. Which kind of makes me wonder, now, I don't know for certain if Mike's just taking a week off or if he's hanging it up for a little while, or I don't know the specifics. So we're going to continue to work this as a tailgate, at least at present, until I have further knowledge of what's actually going on. Best I could tell you. So, I've got two things to show you this week. First one is right here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the dreaded pus moth caterpillar. It's just a picture. That's a picture of that particular caterpillar sitting on my chair. And I'm going to tell you, if you ever see that particular caterpillar, do not touch it. part of your skin that touches that caterpillar is going to end up with those little hairs you saw all over the thing. Oh yeah, it looks so cute. You just almost want to reach out and touch them, right? Sure. They're poisonous. It is the most toxic caterpillar in North America. I've been hit by one a few times. This finger swole up, couldn't hardly bend it, little freaking pus bubbles all over the finger wherever those hairs were jammed in there. I'm going to tell you that this is how we're going to do this. Okay. You take duct tape. You put the duct tape on top of wherever you've been stung. You yank all that off. If it takes hairs, great, because it also pulls little hairs out of your finger. It's important. Howdy, Paul. Great to have you there. Oh, that caterpillar is called a pus moth caterpillar. Let me type that in. At least when I looked it up, it was called a pus moth. Caterpillar. And I might have actually accidentally misspelled caterpillar. Probably not so actually accident. It's because I just can't damn well spell. I'm lucky if I got it that close. Now, it burns. It hurts. I'm telling you right now, it will feel like your hand is on fire if it stings your finger. Your whole hand. People have gone to the hospital for this. Not me, not this people, but people have gone to the hospital. Howdy, bud. Great to have you in, sir. Now, they are in the little caterpillar stage right now. So if you happen to be out and about and you happen to be near elms or oaks or rose bushes, 3 of their favorite places to hang, if you see that fluffy little nugget of fur, leave it alone. It is just not worth getting stung for. And yeah, it's very painful. Quite honestly, it'll make death nuts seem like a nice day. Good price per stick on the Alec Bradley Prensado Lost Art. The Toro should be around $10 for a good price. I've seen them for as much as 12 that I would still go get them. I've seen them for as low as $5 a stick in the Alec Bradley $20 sample bag. If you see the Alec Bradley sample bag and it has 4 Toros in it and one of them happens to be the Alec Bradley Prensado Lost Art, so if you can get them for $4.50 a stick, grab them. Boxes of them at that stage. Holy cow, you're gonna love that. That cigar for that price? Shit. I'm almost jealous. Except for the fact that I've smoked so many of them that there's no way I'm going to be jealous. And let's see here. One other thing to show y'all. This is from the Macanudo website. You can see the Inspirato and the official cigar of the Barstool Classic Macanudo right there. Some dude on a golf. Okay, smoke them off the tee. Does anybody want golf clubs and a tailor-made bag? Or would you like to have one of those humidors? Okay, because look, right there, except for if you are in Massachusetts, Michigan, Virginia, or some place in Washington, D.C., or any place else where it might be not legal for them to give it to you or ship it to you. Macanudo is trying to give away either some golf clubs in a bag. Okay, the golf clubs, I priced them out. If you went to the store right now and you bought the full set of clubs that they're talking about, you're going to be out pretty close to $1,000 on just the clubs. That's not including the unreleased tailor-made bag that goes with it. Cheap bags run $300. Hey, no big deal. Cheap bags run $300. They're trying to give away it like almost $2,000 worth of stuff if you take the golf clubs and bag. The humidor is the way they hope that you go. Now I'm going to tell you why. That little wine fridge, they can get for $100. And for about $35, they can convert that wine fridge into a humidor. Now, do I know if there's going to be any cigars in that humidor? No, I do not. But if they fill completely all the way to the top, full of cigars, as many as that thing could handle, they can still do it for less than $2,000. So if you're in for golf, pretty nice set. But if you're in for the cigars, well, humidors like that are great. Absolutely phenomenal. Especially if it's the plug-in model that will keep it all humidified at the exact right conditions. Yeah. They want you to take the humidor. They really want you to take the humidor. And it's a pretty simple way to get in. Now, you gotta be into golf, I guess, if you want the golf clubs. You have to be in the United States if you want either the golf clubs or the humidor. But this is one of the reasons why I follow Twitter. Cliff freaking Higgins. Howdy, sir. Great to have the world famous dentist to the stars here on my show. Steve, I thought if the Nashville Mafia was on in here right now that I would tell them, but they're not in here right now. That's okay. Willie works and John almost never shows up to this, so I'm okay with that. And Willie does show up from time to time. It's always a good time to hang out with Willie, so hey, why not? So yeah, here I've burned up 30 minutes already and really haven't hardly said nothing. have been enjoying that cigar. By the way, bowl call right there at the 30-minute mark. Couldn't have timed it better if I had tried. What are you smoking? What are you smoking it in? Or are you having a stick on a nice day like me? Now, while y'all get those answers typed in, I'm going to tell you, Houston has been warm and humid today. In fact, I was sitting out here earlier enjoying a certain Sutliff blend, but you will not believe what I'm smoking. That is Sutliff Match 20, and I was enjoying it in VRX 21. Patrick Grant is smoking 2020 Sun Bear in his Meerschaum Hawkbill. Tilted Piper Steve is smoking Vanilla Cavendish in a Meerschaum. Looks like Meerschaums are leading the way on this one. Very nice. And for a cup, Kentucky in a Cobb. Highly respectable there, Boris. Highly respectable. I do like my Cobbs. But I was smoking Match 20, which is the Sutliff version of 965. And it's actually a decent worth of it. Oh, that's right. Y'all have some fires out west there in Arkansas. Well, Cliff, y'all be careful. And if it starts getting real toasty out there, just you know, run south. From where you're at, there's really no good way to run east-west. H&H anniversary cake in a Medico Prince. Very nice, 45. By the way, howdy, sir. Glad to have you in. For those who were not here right at the beginning, I am smoking an Oliva Series G. That is the Toro size. Well, it was the Toro size. Now it's about the Robusto size. But hey. A little bit peppery compared to the black market, but similar enough in flavors that I'm not going to be a big complaint on that. And I do like peppery stuff, so you know it works out well for me that I'm having this stick. Now, had I not been having an extremely English blend earlier today, I wouldn't have much wanted the pepper. But I like something a little rough from time to time, especially after I've had the Dunhill 965, which I guess is now Peterson 965, or the Comoy Cask 11, or the Sutliff Match 20. And how did it get Match 20 as a name? Well, if you take the numbers 9, 6, and 5, and you add them together, it comes out to 20. And so that they're not getting sued out of the wazoo for calling it 965, they just called it Match 20. Yeah, Martin, there's some Olivas that are very, very mild. You get the ones that are extremely light jacket. Chances are it's going to be super mild. It's going to be like smoking air, and when you're done, you're almost right away ready for another one. But their darker ones actually are quite nice. Huh. For any of y'all who want to hear some rain, sounds like I'm about to have some. Hopefully it doesn't get as bad as it did yesterday. Uh, Yesterday I was going to sit out here and film some rain, and it was raining so hard that my whole door was wet, top to bottom. It very rarely rains that hard in this direction, but it did yesterday. Now, so far, this is just a light little sprinkle. I am going to scoot the chair back over a little bit just to keep from getting wet, or at least keep the electronics from getting wet. Patrick, the V series on the Olivas are fantastic. But I can't get the V series at the local grocery store because they don't carry them. And they are quite a bit more pricey than the G series. And I'm not trying to go broke on affording a couple of cigars a week. Martin, yeah, the Oliva series are really, really nice cigars. So I tell people about them all the time. My two favorite ones, one is unreleased still. I keep waiting for them to release it. It was in a sampler, and they still haven't named it, so I can't even give you a name. I called it the James Bond because it had 2 zeros and another number, but it wasn't a 007. It was like 003 or something like that. Great cigar, I'm going to tell you. It was fantastic. My easily to say my favorite Oliva of all time. My second favorite one, even more than the Milanio Series V, is the Master 3 blends, or the 3 Master blends. If you look up Master 3 blends, it shows up. Very true, Martin. You do tend to get what you pay for with cigars. Sometimes you get a little less, and sometimes you get a little more. And if you don't know what you're looking at, be careful on buying Cubans. James, howdy, sir. Great to have you in, sir. Woo! Got 5 inches of rain the other day. Yeah, that's basically like that thing that blew through here yesterday about lunchtime. One minute it was dry, the next minute it was thunder and lightning and pounding rain, and I mean, what I tell people is rain. This light little sprinkle, I wouldn't even realistically worry about it, except for the fact that I don't want my phone getting wet. What came through yesterday, I was just hoping not to drown. That's right, Martin. You got that point correct. If you don't understand what you're looking at on a Cuban, you are the mark that 90% of the counterfeit market is looking to screw with. And they will screw you out of your money left, right, and sideways. You will buy a $3 cigar for 15 bucks, and they will be happy, and you will be pissed off. I actually kind of know what I'm looking at, so I don't get cheated that way. But that's a different class for a different day. Uh, and if I do that, I'm going to have a real and a fake Cuban side by side that I can show you. And I'm not much for buying a fake Cuban, but if any of my friends come across one and they hand it to me, because they do from time to time, then I will go out and get the other Cuban and get it sent to me so that I can get you a side by side, show you exactly how to tell the difference. For me, it's easy, but I was trained. This is what you look for. This is how much you look for it. This is what you're trying to do. James, don't worry about sending me a fake Cuban. It is too expensive. You've already spent that money on it. Don't worry about it. Now, I will tell you right now, one of the most surefire ways to bet that it is a fake. If somebody brings you some and it's in a plexiglass sliding cover case, like there's wood and then there's a groove and the plexiglass slides over it, they're fake. They're already fake. I don't even have to look any farther. Clear plexiglass plate on the front of the box, fake. Done. That is 100% against Cuban standards. So you already know, if you can see the cigars with the box closed, they are about to cheat you if you listen, or they're going to try. Uh-oh, y'all are going to need somebody with a jug and a single string bass with on a big old galvanized wash bucket. You know what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Sounds like fun though, James. It sounds like fun. And that's the point. If it's fun, hell yeah, do it. Boris, you are absolutely 100% correct. Cohibas are the absolute #1 most faked cigar in the whole world. And I'm going to tell you, it's just, unless you go to a reputable source, don't buy Cohibas. Cat wants in. Big old #2 wash tub. Hell yeah. Cliff knows what I'm talking about. James, I could only join the band if I had a kazoo. Because other than being able to be in tune, I pretty much can't. Well, Cliff, that cat is old. I mean, we basically adopted that one in 04 during the whole Katrina Rita incident. In case y'all are wondering, it was either 04 or 05. Somebody remembers, I'm sure of it. It's got to be 05. Would have to be 05. So he was just a kitten left outside because the owners ran off trying to run away from Hurricane Rita. And the wife didn't let the cat go home. Cats are very much like women. I will agree with that. They're just fine with being quiet, and then they will make all kind of noise, and if you're not careful, they will bite you. Glenn! Howdy, sir. Oh, God. Not much. Okay, for Glenn, I'm going to show two pictures again. One is the pus moth caterpillar. There it is. Pus moth caterpillar. Most toxic caterpillar in the United States. Well, in North America, actually. But, yeah, don't touch that one. It'll get you. And the other one, I really probably shouldn't even show you this, but this was a screen grab that Macanudo, if you go to macanudo.com, they are trying to give away golf clubs and a humidor. But of course, Glenn's in some location outside of the United States, so there you go, Glenn. They don't give a shit about Australians. Wow, 21 people in here. Nice. Sorry, Glenn. I can't help it that they have rules that say you have to be somewhere inside the continental United States. But anybody who missed it the first time, they at least saw it now. I'm sure Paul and Boris also feel like they're getting just slapped in the head every time I show that picture. I apologize, gentlemen. I really do. I wish that that was available for worldwide, but it's probably to do with the cost of shipping overseas of A, tobacco, B, tobacco branded products, or C, the weight of that humidor or the weight of a set of golf clubs and a golf bag. But if you happen to golf, or you happen to like cigars, and entry is easy. Well, it's like 6 or 7 questions, doesn't take you very long. You could race through it, be back in a couple of minutes, and nobody'd even know you were gone. Actually, Glenn, I do not believe that excluding 191 countries is technically racist. They just believe in the way Trump did, that America first. And of course, I'm picking back at you, Glenn. Because obviously they said, fuck them Australians. They don't even speak proper English. Glenn, you might live in tobacco purgatory, but that's God's country out there. Long as you stay real close to your Australian battle buddy. But we've talked about that. Yeah, you can have Cubans, I can't. Thanks. I appreciate that one. Oh, dig. Here, can you pull this out of my back? I wouldn't be surprised if Martin's already jumping all over the sound bites right now. He's like, God, I gotta save that one. And I don't care, because it's not gonna offend me. Not gonna hurt my feelings if I am immortalized in the soundbite wall of shame that Martin likes to throw up there on the Let Her Rip Friday show. Oh, by the way, Let Her Rip Friday show is going to happen on Friday, according to Martin. Of course, he's probably still running a Dell, so therefore, it's a coin flip. Cliff, I take it on good authority, though. You can't really talk too much crap to Glenn, because he still has some McQuaid's plug. Which, if you believe Chad, or anybody else who's had McQuaid's plug, that's really good shit. Haunted Pirate Ship is a lot better in my opinion, but that's because I am a Latakia fan. Burley gives me hiccups. I don't know if that does the same to anybody else, but if I'm smoking a blend with a lot of burley in it, I am going to be with the hiccups, and it's just one of those things. Boris, I'm not going to disagree with you, sir. There are some really good Macanudos out there, but you have to know your palate, and hopefully your tobacconist understands your palate enough to recommend the right Macanudos for you. And that's why Cliff will never diss me, because I actually do have a Falcon pipe. I don't have a Glen bowl for a Falcon pipe, but the thought is there to get one sooner or later. Steve, I know the feeling. Oh, I know the feeling. Glenn, we probably have 2 or 3 of the same lighter. Of course, I got them all as free gifts when I was working at a tobacco shop, well, cigar shop. They were always handing out their stuff to the employees so that we would remember to be suggesting their product. Good on their part that they would do such a thing. Well, Patrick, okay, so I am going to give my source that said Mike would not be on this evening. And I'm not trying to point fingers at anybody. I'm just saying that, yes, he was definitely in the know. I was told by Phil at Briar Report, and I was told to expect to go long because he was. Raphael, howdy, sir. Great to have you in. You're expecting to go live at 7:45 to 8 p.m. No problem. I still have plenty of cigar here, sir. I'm working on trying to keep it nice and cool and slow smoking, and that's really the way to work with cigars anyways, so I really don't mind. Oh yes, the ST DuPont roll gas. Oh, but it's a copy. Okay, works well, not a problem. And realistically, one of my favorite lighters is made by Calibre. But it's not branded Calibre. It's just a really good lighter. Careful, Glenn, you live too close to the water. The Canadian Kraken can still get to you. So Raphael, when you are ready to go live, you just let me know. I didn't bring my tablet out because I was expecting to run, well, until this cigar ended one way or the other. And whenever you're ready, sir. I'm still tailgating, so we're just hanging out. It works out fine. Now, the Corona Old Boy lighter is one of the best lighters on the planet. And that's not my opinion. That was actually done by a group of 100 people. It works on cigars and on pipes extremely well. I believe they rated it as one of the top 3 lighters of all time. Zippo made it into the top 10, but the Corona Old Boy was a top 3 lighter. Glenn, now you're talking big money there, brother. That particular lighter gets expensive. And depending upon how much more detail they carve into it, the price goes up and up. No. The Zycar Old Boy really was not worth it. And then they got bought out. And since then, the Zycar name and their whole business model has really kind of just tanked. I feel bad because there's some really good Zycar products out there, but now you have to send them in. You can't just take them to a shop where you bought them or any shop that you happen to be near. Well, Mr. Scripto, the Scripto actually ranked in the top 25, which is better than some, but still worse than the top 20. And Flat Cap is in Eastern time zone, being that he's in Florida. Let's see. Oh, by the way, Mr. Scripto, great to have you on board, sir. Got yours for $50? That was a steal. Well, the good old-fashioned Scripto lighter is good. It's a reliable thing. Oh, if you happen to have Scripto lighters, when they run out of fuel, if you will pull the metal parts off and real carefully pop the little striker wheel, there will still be a pretty decent sized flint in there. And that flint will fit very nicely in a Zippo. Not trying to tell you to go steal Scripto's lighters just so that you can keep your spark in your Zippo, but if you happen to have, it's a good thing to know that works acceptably well. And I'm not going to lie to you. There's no point in lying to you. I've done it a few times. I've got stacks of crypto lighters because I can get them cheaper than Bics, and my wife smokes cigarettes. So they're easy. Well, I did not bring my own Zippo out because I was planning on having a cigar. So I brought my big old Cohiba 3-burner torch. It holds about a month worth of fuel and is about 3 times as big as my Zippo. But I sure as hell am not going to light a pipe with that lighter. Char that pipe to nothing. No time at all. Howdy, cool guy. Hopefully you're dodging the rain. Dingus, she's seen the warnings. She's also placed a few warnings, such as her without cigarettes is right in there with loosing Godzilla for no reason at all. Bad things will happen. So when I go to the store, I always ask if she needs cigarettes, because I am not going to take that kind of badassery and try to stand up against it. Besides that, she has guns. Every woman should. She's a good woman, so she has them. Well, we've been having a little bit of rain on and off every day for, seems like 3 months now. I'm getting a little tired of it. Well, I'm going to have to start trying to see if I can't find some of that extra cotton if it's going to actually increase a refill by about 8 days. I do about once a week. Every 6th day. But that's because I smoke a lot of pipes and it gets warm, and if I'm sitting outside, I'm not going to take my lighter inside just to keep it from being warm, so the fuel does tend to leak out a little bit. That seems like a good thing. Oh, the Prometheus lighters for the pipe is actually considered a decent lighter. Now, I will tell you that I've got a little Zycar refillable lighter that is shaped like a pin. It has a little striker wheel. It's a soft flame, so it can work for a pipe. Or you can get like 2 or 3 cigars out of it. I got it so that anytime I jumped on a plane, I could tuck it in with all the other pins in my travel set, and they wouldn't even look at it twice because it looks exactly like a pin. So on the x-ray, it looks like a pin. And when it's sitting next to some other pins, it looks like a pin. It's a pin. Pass it through. Go. Luckily, I didn't have to fly very often, but when I did, it was always good to be able to say, okay, well, I've got one way to light a cigar. Of course, I'd also tuck in some cigar matches, just in case. Go to Dissim's website. And remember, the code is Backer50. Cotton bacon. Why is it always got to be bacon? Can't there be like cotton lard? Cotton Crisco. And anybody who ever saw the movie The Help is right now kind of laughing. Cotton Crisco. Haha. Yes, the Vertigo lighter with 4 burners works great for cigars, but it does tend to suck down quite a bit of fuel. I'm not going to say bacon is life, but I will say that bacon is proof that God loves me and wants me to enjoy food. Oh, yeah. The last time I had a Vertigo 4 burner that fit in a pocket, I could get maybe 10 cigars lit off of it before I was thinking about refilling it. I mean, I never let them go all the way empty, but after about 10, that flame starts getting lower and lower, and yeah, the D Jeep or Jeep or whatever they call it, it's a decent lighter for what it is, but it is still just a soft flame. But yeah, it will take quite a while to get there. Now I'm wondering what my mother-in-law is doing with the truck. Yay. Steve, I've always said that women should know what they're doing with firearms. Because when they need a guy to be around to operate a gun, there's something wrong. Sometimes we're just not there. It's so much simpler for them to just know how to use it. Well, most women are technically weapons of mass destruction. Get them mad enough, trust me, they'll find a way. Where the crawdads sing. Is that anything like Where the Red Fern Grows? Interesting enough book, by the way. Oh yeah. Believe me, one of the scariest things ever that you're ever going to come up to face is a woman with a gun. Because they're scared. Which means they'll pull the trigger. They ain't just going to pull the gun out and point it at you and be like, ah, no, they'll start squeezing off rounds. Good for you, cool guy. Can't stress that enough. Good woman will know how to use a gun. That's all there is to it. Got chased by a duck. What? Obviously, Dave does not live anywhere near a Chinese food restaurant. Otherwise, that duck would be hanging up by a wire from its feet. Good for you, James. Good for you. Long as she ain't trying to shoot you, I guess it's okay to be turned on by it. Uh-oh. Yeah, if a mama duck is nesting under your boat trailer, you might be stuck inland for a while. Ducks and geese can get pretty fierce. I'm actually afraid of a few damn geese. They start honking and hissing at you and chasing after you. Hell, I one time had to fight off a flock of them while I was just trying to gas up a car. Geese didn't know who they were screwing with. I was about to be having goose dinner for sure. Oh yeah, Steve, don't worry. I used to work with a 45, but I've switched everything out to 9 millimeters just because my mother-in-law is not really a big woman and not super steady on her feet. And I didn't want anything in the house that's going to kick that hard, because if she grabbed that one and shot it, I'm afraid she'd knock herself down and probably break a hip. And old folks and broken hips, that's pretty close to just going ahead and signing a death warrant. Medical fact backs that up, by the way. That's not something that I'm trying to say without some evidence. There's actually medical fact there. Well, Martin, first thing I said was, "Here, pull my finger." No, I walked back over to my car and I grabbed a certain hammer that I have, and I was about to go to work. Then the geese kind of formed a line and stayed off of me, but I finished gassing up and then got back in the car and went. But they weren't taking too kindly to me. And yes, I do love a 1911 in 45, but like I said, just a little bit too much kick for my mother-in-law. Oh, very nice, Patrick. Very nice. 31 bucks only. Nice. You're right. 9mm is cheaper in the shooting range. I would prefer the 45 personally, but if the wife and I have one, and the mother-in-law grabs hold of that instead of a 9mm, it goes to knock her down, and that's where I had to draw the line. It's sure, it's for safety, it's a tool, but I wanted to make sure that my mother-in-law didn't get hurt by just having to grab hold of it and go after it. Well, Cliff, when you live as close to the police station as I am, those holes are plenty effective, because you only have to put a couple in them. One to let the air in and one to let the blood out, you know. And well, if I'm aiming at them, they're going to get two either way, but first is all that's really going to be necessary to take them. rolling pin dubbed the Widowmaker. Is it a cast iron rolling pin with briar handles? I could see Glenn doing something like that. Oh yeah, hollow points are fairly effective in 9. Don't worry, the AR-15 works too, so does the shotgun. Yeah, I made sure that the shotguns that are downstairs are not the bigger gauge. Again, that's for the mother-in-law. She doesn't go upstairs very often because she doesn't handle the stairs very well anymore. Aussie hardwood. Uh-oh. That sounds like a that sounds like TMI there, Glenn. What'd you use to mold the handles? Well, Glenn, I figure everything goes with matte black or chrome. So yeah, I've got a firearm that matches any outfit I would ever wear. One Piece Club. You're just trying to break into the Four Horsemen group, aren't you? The rolling pin of spades. Pow! Charlie, howdy, sir. Nothing much. How are you doing today? OD green would work pretty well, especially around here. These two women are fans of Michigan State. Go Spartans. You know, and they're go green, go white. I tell them that second part is racist, just to yank their chain. Tired but good. Good. Glad you are doing well, sir. By the way, the Macanudo is good. It's nice. But you have to tell us about that other blend. Looking forward to seeing what your thoughts are. Howdy, Steph. Great to see you in today. Now, if I really needed to worry about carrying something small enough that it doesn't show in any way, shape, or form, that would be the Kimber Micro. Expensive as hell, but definitely worth the price tag on there. Now, just so that everybody who's in here will know, Flat Cap Piper is going to be going live here in a little bit. He said he's setting up to go live, and that's who's going to be doing the show instead of Mike this evening. No, Glenn, I'm not really a big fan of high points. Just because, well, just saying. Glocks are good, but I like having a safety because there are kids around. And I don't want accidents, which is my only issue. It's the only issue that the wife and I had when she was picking out her guns. She said, we're not having anything here at the house that doesn't have at least a safety of some sort. SIGs are good. SIGs are good, yeah. Cool guy, the Kimber Micro is also right around that same size, so it would work for you. Rugers are good. I like. Got 3. Don't see why I would hate Ruger. Possum Piper, howdy sir. Great to have you on board today. So Steph, real quick, because I know you know exactly what this is. Be prepared when you move back. They're out in force. Super freaking stinging caterpillars. They're sometimes called an asp, but it's actually a pus moth caterpillar. And Steph, just in case you wanted to try and get something for Skip, if you go to macanudo.com, you can either get him a set of golf tees or a humidor. Just remember, you're not in anywhere where you've got to worry about that little thing that says all y'all people foreign to the United States are screwed on this issue. Sorry about your luck. Well, Glenn, I'm not saying y'all are the only ones that have nasty bugs. We've got them too. But like I said, the list of things that won't kill you is lower than the list of things that will kill you in Australia. I mean, literally the list of things that won't kill you is like a 2-sided pamphlet. And then they set this phone book looking thing in front of you and they say, these are all the things that'll kill you. It's easier to just believe that everything out here can kill you. Stay away from everything. SIGs are good, just don't drop them. Steph, it's macanudo.com, and just look around on their page. I found it because I always kind of look around and see what's going on Twitter, just in case I don't have anything else to talk about. It's not my fault, Glenn. I remember my training from back in the day. Hey, you're going to Australia. Here, read this book and this pamphlet. This pamphlet tells you things that won't shoot you, won't kill you, won't sting you, won't eat you. This book that's going to take longer to read than you have is filled with everything else that will kill you, or eat you, or sting you, or shoot you. Just, can I not go? No, son, you're in the Army. You go where we tell you to go. There you go. Yes, the Army does have SIGs. But if you ask for it, you can get the Colt 1911. Or you can get the Desert Eagle 50 caliber. I didn't really much feel comfortable with the 50 caliber, but some of those guys get a little okay, get that half-inch slug. Howdy, Todd. Great seeing you in today. Actually, Boris, insects do tend to be of the most dangerous variety. Mosquitoes kill so many people every year that if you wrapped up almost every other version of ways to die and stuck them together, they almost compete with mosquitoes. All right, so y'all saw that. I told Steph where to go, macanudo.com. Click on the link that says for the humidor, and you could be back here before this show's over. It's literally not that hard. Now, are you going to win? Hey, I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you you are. I'm not telling you you're not. But if you don't enter, you can't win. Lady Fire, howdy ma'am. Y'all are set for 2 minutes from now. Okay, not a problem. So good to see you today, ma'am. Here, let me do that right. I am absolutely happy for Martin that he is almost finished with work. Well, for the day. So yeah, everybody be prepared. Here in about 2 minutes. Well, 1 minute now. We're going to jump all over to the Flat Cap Piper and Lady Fire show, and we're going to hang out there. Possum, not a problem. This is a tailgate. Yeah, we're going to talk crazy stuff, and we're going to talk about crazy stuff, and just like any tailgate, we're going to just hang out and be friends and enjoy one another's company. So, by the way, I have really seriously enjoyed all of y'all being over here tonight. It's been my pleasure to have y'all around. I don't know what's going on with Mike. Maybe that's going to be out in the next BRTV guide. We will find out soon enough, hopefully. Mike, if you're watching, hey, we're hoping that you're doing well. Please come back to us when you can. And take care. As per always, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. We do such a good job on that. I don't really have to say it, but it's one of those things I like to stress. Howdy, Scott. Wait. Yes, Scott at the 16th day. I did read that correctly. And as per always, because I'm going to get out of here maybe a little bit early, probably not, but y'all remember, long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. Well, it's just a nub left. But thanks for being here, and I will see you over on Flat Cap's channel here in just a minute. And with that, we're going to say goodbye. Y'all take care.